But really, the main story of this one, the XFL is going to be coming back because Vince McMahon has decided to relaunch the league that lasted 1 year and probably some of the greatest entertainment that any of us have ever seen. So yeah, Vince McMahon on Thursday came out with this press conference saying that the XFL is going to be coming back in 2020. And from that, I pretty much got the impression that he has no idea what he's going to do because he kept saying like, "Oh, we have 2 years to do this. We're going to get it right," but he didn't really offer much of an idea of what he's going to do. Which, by the way, I'm very pro XFL. Like, I I just don't feel like this is gonna go very well because you're not gonna have the greatest talent in the world. You're not gonna have the best coaches. It's not really gonna be set. It's not gonna be first class. Like it's definitely gonna be like a lower level operation compared to what the NFL is doing right now. But this is probably the best time that Vince McMahon could have relaunched because whether you like it or not, whether your opinions are correct, there are many people who stopped watching the NFL this year, and it's mainly because of three reasons. If no matter your opinions, there are people who stopped watching because of the national anthem protest, and mainly for two separate reasons: the refs, because of the whole review thing, nobody knows what a catch is anymore, and also the flags. You're losing a lot of the older audience who doesn't really see the flags that are coming in for really what they see to be incidental contact. But yeah, so people are not watching the NFL anymore, and I feel like this is perfect time for Vince McMahon to capitalize. Whether he's going to say it or not, he's got to know it that NFL ratings are down and that he can bring in something. And what I thought was interesting is that he said it wasn't going to be a spring league and it was going to start at the end of January, which is kind of crazy because that's the heart of the playoffs. That's like the Super Bowl for really opening week of what the XFL would be. And I I just find it hard to believe that he wouldn't make it a spring league and make all because also like his motto or not his motto but like his idea is that there are so many months where there's no football on the field and you want to put it right in the heart of the NFL playoffs when there's the Super Bowl and all that stuff. Like I'm not really understanding that, but I guess there's time to change that if he wants to be. But yeah, he wants to go to January, and I understand that. So I basically got the impression that he has no idea what he's doing, and he this is really something that came up on the fly. Although he said he's had it in his mind for a long time, I don't think that this is something that was thought out very well. And also with the he did say that teams were going to be owned by the league and not like the NFL franchise model, which that's not good for someone who owns the WWE, the king of fake sports, scripted sports, and that could really make for some wild accusations of conspiracy theories of rigged games and stuff like that, which is really not good for a league that's trying to get themselves off the ground. Which so yeah, it's really something to. It's definitely going to be good for the NFL, a good competition for them, because the NFL is going to have to step up their game to compete with what the XFL is going to be doing, even if they don't have the best players. And even if they don't have the best players, Vince McMahon stressed that this is going to be for the fans and by the fans, which is really something that the NFL has gotten away from recently. The NFL has been all for the players and by the players, and it's really kind of gotten away from the fans. Like nobody really understands. It's too complex for the common man to understand, really. And you have to like dive into what's going on really in the game. And yeah, it's just gonna be really good competition for the NFL because and they're gonna need to step up their game, which is something that with no competition since like really 2001 with the old XFL, but that really wasn't much of anything because that really was the old league really was a joke, but it's because it was based all off of like gimmicks and it really did seem very scripted. But if Vince McMahon is sticking to his word and makes this all about football, then it really can cause some problems for the NFL. And I feel like if he could attract some really good talent, guys like I'm not talking about really good NFL talent. Like it's going to be lower level NFL talent and just really big names, guys like Tim Tebow, who he did welcome to the league. he said that he could definitely play, and also guys, probably a guy like RG3, maybe even a Colin Kaepernick if you want to do that. But yeah, so you can bring in a bunch of those guys and really just you got to get the eyeballs on the television screen to watch the games, which is something that the NFL has been losing people, and it's not good for their business. And just to add another competitor can't be good for them, and they're gonna have to step up to the challenge. But for the XFL, another big thing that happened, he said that there's going to be no stance politically, which is definitely something that turned off a lot of people. No matter what you think, there are people who haven't been watching the NFL because of the political things going on with the president in the NFL. But it, it's just a really good thing to see because Vince McMahon he hit the nail on the head when he said when people turn on the TV to watch football, they want football and they don't want politics, which is completely true. And it's like I completely understand where he's coming from with that because that is why the NFL lost a lot of their viewership and why ratings are down a lot. They should have stayed neutral in the whole thing, and they probably should have. I don't know what to think of the whole national anthem thing, but it's gonna be. I just feel like it's gonna be different in the XFL, and it's just something you gotta think about. Vince McMahon is the world's greatest entertainer. No matter what you think of him, he is probably the world's greatest entertainer. He knows what people want to watch, and I feel like he's gonna put a great product on the field, no matter what kind of talent he has. And he says he's not going to be that hands-on, but I find that hard to believe because it is such a great investment for him. It's $100 million, and it's definitely something that he's going to have to like be hands-on with because it it's just too much. It's too much for him not to do something with. And I know he might be like thinking that he's learned from his past mistakes with the old XFL, but you're gonna see a lot of Vince McMahon, and that press conference is not the only thing that you've seen from him. So yeah, XFL is coming back, and it's gonna be great for business for the NFL too because they're gonna have some good competition coming in, and really no matter what type of talent's being put on the field there. So the